Yo, people, apologies for being late. First of all, drop a like on the video, subscribe. I'm sorry you can't see my face. My camera was working, now it's not. Have to sort that out. But nonetheless, the show must go on, irrespective of the technological glitches that we're experiencing. For today's show, I'm your host, Vegeta Sama. As you can see, there is no Botswana because he's in Botswana. I think he made it. He hasn't said anything to anyone. I don't know if he let Nyash corrupt him on the way there. He was already speaking to somebody when he was getting onto the bus. But that's bots for you people. Outside of liking and subscribing, people, you can become members on the channel. You can drop a super chat if you want Botswana to actually have money before all of these late escapades he's been doing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, people, you have to watch the previous streams. Havoc in Heathrow, and he finally touched down in South Africa, people. But enough of that. Let me see the chat. Hello, everyone. Hello, Doctor. Yes, thank you for reminding the peoples. Straight for the elite. Shout out to you, brother. Young Papi. Young Bill. Shout out to you, my bro. Joe. Yeah, bro. I was supposed to be live, but I had like two issues. One was work, obviously. Then the second one was not an issue per se. I was just putting the kids down. But I thought, let me start the stream so that people can at least pull up, take off their shoes, get comfortable. And by take off your shoes, I mean like the stream, guys. Please, you don't walk into people's house with shoes on. Do something. Let's see if I can get this camera working while we're talking. But anyway, people, I am on the back foot with all of those issues that I spoke about, but it's okay. I was prepared for a stream yesterday, so I kind of know what we're talking about. If you can see the video title, what is trending might not be trending today anymore. We've had a few UCL games. We've actually let me try that suggestion that Joe was talking about yesterday. Let's try that. Will it let me? Let's see. Please give me 1 minute of patience, people. Disconnect. Let's see if I can voodoo this thing. When I use the same camera I was using this morning. Let's try that. How about that? As soon as this wants to cooperate. Oh, it's cooperating. Shout out to man like Fish Nuts going, yeah. Yes. Hey, doctor, you prepare a whole show. A man decides to go vlogging all over the show and he takes over. So oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Hang on, people. No, that's not gonna work. But anyway, guys. Lord. Yeah, anyway, that plan was not gonna work. We'll figure out the whole camera thing another time. Let's talk, people, because one of the topics I actually wanted to discuss yesterday, I think might still be relevant. I'd like your opinions on it, people. I don't know if you care. I don't know if you saw this. Um, the echo is my phone, Joe. I was trying to join from my phone, and then yeah, we went into the trenches of hell. So let's leave that, Joe. Let's leave that. I'm going to ignore the chat for now while I bring up my stories. I think when Tottenham beat us in the final last year, they qualified for the Champions League. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Because it seems like they were playing a European game. Let me bring this up on the screen. What is this? Seems like they were playing a European game, and they are European opponents. We're like, yo, that that flag, the one that looks like a bunch of colors. Do us a solid and take that down. And Spurs was like, why? And they were like, no particular reason. It's impacting, they said safety somewhere here, right? Security concerns. Yes, those are the words. Can we take it down for security concerns? And apparently, this didn't sit well with the community, the LGBTQ plus community. There a lot, even some Tottenham fans were unhappy. By the way, they felt like they were bowing the knee to what do we call it when people are not progressive? The opposite of that, not being progressive. Um, whereas Prague was putting it forward as it's a security concern. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Spurs fans and the community are making a bigger deal out of it, or do you see their point? Do you see the bigotry? Do you feel like taking down the flag is taking us back? Shout out Lenny with the word regressive. My brain's not working today. You know when you're on December mode, but your bosses want to see you working. Hmm? Yeah. Shout out to Young Papi saying more straight people need to stand up for their rights. You know, I like that. That's an interesting perspective because it almost feels sometimes, guys, and I want to preface this by saying that these are my views. These are not bots' views. These are not the channel's views. So if you see me today and I say something and you don't agree with it, don't unsubscribe to bots' channel. But I get what Young Papi is saying. I feel like sometimes in an effort to be progressive, we do it at the expense of another group to a point where if they speak up, like Young Papi is saying, it is seen as regressive. Now, let's play devil's advocate, guys. All right. Maybe the flag was an impediment, it was causing a security concern. Do we also feel like sometimes we jump to be offended as people? You get what I mean? Maybe they saw the security concern. It just happens to be that the security concern is the community's flag. And I'm saying the community's flag because, if you forget a letter, then it's a problem. So everybody's included who's a part of that community. So I don't know, people. I feel like I can't tell the hearts of people. I'm not God. They might have been security concerns, but this thing has sparked outrage. But like I can say, you see, this was like 1 day ago now. That's an interesting topic we can talk about when I bring people through later on, because I'm just going to introduce the topics, then I'll share the link, and then we can talk about it. We can talk about it. And then the other thing, I was going to talk about it, but then I gave it a thought because I'm like, I think the Man United fan base is tired of certain conversations. I think we're tired about talking about Kobe Maino. There was stuff being said yesterday. It was out of pocket, but I think we've got so much fatigue from this whole thing. It just seems like if there's no story with regards to Man United, we'll create one. We'll go to ChatGPT. We'll make a plan. Courtstar says there's a difference between disagreement and persecution, but they're often made out to be the same thing. Hey, perspective. That's deep. And I think it aligns with what Young Papi is saying. I think you can fight for what you want without having to sacrifice the other person. Because is it progression if it's at the expense of somebody else? And do other people have to fit into your world in order for you to breathe? Because I think at the end of the day, a lot of these things, like women's movements, black movements, when we were being persecuted, people just wanted spaces to just be. But it almost feels like sometimes somebody along the line takes that and runs even further to say, no, it's not enough that I am. You must be too, if that makes sense. It's not enough that now I have acquired the freedom to be. I must now acquire the right to make you acknowledge and make you come here, even if objective reality doesn't agree. There's reality which doesn't pick sides, and then there's what do they call it? A lived experience. What do they call that thing? When you say this is an anecdotal experience. Yes, that's what people call my truth. There's their truth, And then there's anecdotal experiences. That's your truth, your experience of life. And sometimes we want to ignore objective truth at the expense of how you are feeling truth, if that makes sense. But anyway, that's the Tottenham Hotspurs thing that was going on in football. In other news, I heard Jude Bellingham was getting abused because Madrid lost to Man City. That's fairly new news. And calling into KG show this morning. Shout out to KG Reckless Sports. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to that channel. Listening to that conversation brought back a conversation I was having with some friends to say, I can see people are bowing knee. I can see, just like with the LGBTQ plus, we're wearing things on the sleeve to say no to racism, no to bigotry, whatever. But are those things an illusion of support? Because it seems fundamentally when opportunities to be bigoted, I hope that's the right word, present themselves, then the real racists, the real bigots, the real whatever word insert, jump, you know, like a pack of hyenas who have found a carcass. They just jump and they want to devour. And then they say, no, 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 it's not that. It's not that. It's that, I'm criticizing. This is constructive, but it's criticism disguised as bigotry. And it's just unfortunate because I'm like, why are we wasting money and marketing and hoo-ha just to end up in square one? Because let's not act like this racism thing or bigotry. Because football sometimes has also been unkind to people who are not necessarily minority groups. You get what I'm saying? Football has allowed abuse to occur at the expense of bigotry, profit margins. So then why are we going to act? It feels like we're acting, at this point. Fishnas, I don't know if he's speaking to somebody, but he says, hi, I'm in South Africa where gender-based violence issues are a thing. This is a microcosm within its scope. Keep the flag up. Oh, okay. Shout out to you, my bro. Costa says it's just become tokenism. Young Papi says, why does freedom of speech only go one way if it's freedom, though? I think the underlying truth, Young Papi, is that the truth is the truth when it suits people. That's what I'm saying. There's a reality that exists irrespective of your shout out to Steffi. We're just talking about what's trending, and this is the story that I saw when I was preparing for the show yesterday, just around Tottenham taking down the LGBTQ plus flag at the expense, at the request rather of, I think it was, what is that Prague team? It's a Czech team. They were playing the team they were playing in the Champions League this week, and then the community was obviously unhappy because it happened to be their flag that they requested to take down. So yeah, the conversation is that's where the conversation started. And it seemed like today we should call it uncomfortable Thursdays because we did that on KG's channel. Now we're doing it on this channel. Slavia Prague. Thank you, Coates. They are citing. I want to say this, Steffi, that the flag was taken down for security reasons. So sorry, excuse me. So Prague is saying they were making a request based on security concerns. That's what they are citing as the reason for the request, right? Safety for the, because I think the flag is in the away side. I'm not 100% sure. I skimmed through the story yesterday. I must admit to that. But at face value, if these people are saying it's security, why is there the thing of we're just jumping on it? But also, how do you feel about the flag coming down? Does it matter? Is it that deep? Or what's your opinion at the end of the day? That's how this conversation started. And I was just piggybacking over a previous comment, and I was just saying that freedom of speech is only free to the group it benefits. And you see it all the time with movements where for a period, we all say, okay, we agree with this thing. And then somewhere down the line, when reality hasn't changed, because me, at the end of the day, that's what I always look at these things and say, does gravity care how I feel about the fact that I can't fly? If I get on my roof now, gravity isn't going to change its rules to accommodate my feelings. That's the objective truth. And it feels like sometimes that part of reality needs to suffer. And that's why, like, I understand where young people are asking to say, why can't, straight people? Because it's like, they always make it seem like straightness is also a problem itself. That's just an observation. I could be wrong. And if the other side also says, but can also talk about my stuff, they're like, it's not your turn. I don't know. I don't know. Shout out to Doctor says it's possible that they were concerned that when the Prague fans got drunk, people would start. Oh, ooh. I hear what you're saying. Could be. It could be. Ish. See, I think that's the problem with the hearts of men, and that's what I'm saying. I can never judge the intentions of men. I don't have, and I guess the fruits of a person's actions will tell you what's in their heart. I mean, that's what the Bible says. It says you will know them by their fruit. But if, like I'm saying, the Prague officials are saying, "Hey guys, security." Whether the security is what you are asking, doctor, I don't know. We won't know. It's only the people who made this decision, they will know why they made it. But another part that I was thinking about is the fatigue of some of these movements, because, like I said, it's not enough just to be. Now I must participate in your feelings. You get me? And I think to a degree, people get tired of that. They get tired of, okay, we are happy for you to be you. Can I also be me and not have to deny the reality I believe in? You believe in this reality, I believe in this reality. And maybe to a degree, people also getting tired of saying, now every day when I wake up, I must engage in this thing that was never a problem before, but is a problem now. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Even not say something that I might regret. Vibe with Lenny says they turned what God made as a sign of covenant into a sign of sodomy. I'm not gonna be one to shy away from that conversation because, again, biblical reference. Once upon a time, God looked at the world in what I believe to be the true account of humanity as history. Again, this is my thoughts. And when he looked down, the hearts of men were continuously evil. He sends a flood. He spares humanity through Noah and his family. He puts up a flag to say, "Never again shall I destroy the world through water." So that's what Lane is referring to. And as a believer in Christ, yeah, that's always been a topic of discussion whenever we speak about the flag. But I'm just, keeping it to the story in this case. Let me bring out the other topic that I wanted to also cover in today, because you will see the stream says Spurs in hot water. It seems like it, because, like I said, it's not just the community that's upset. It's also Tottenham Hotspur fans who I think might belong. He might belong to the community, or they just are, ally. There, that's the word I was looking for. But they're also angry. Second part of the stream, and this is a topic that was brought up. If you're in the Happy Hour Power Group, you know this topic. We asked the question, and this is going to be on a lighter note, guys. We're going to have fun with this second topic. As soon as I open the lines, let me actually open my notes. Like I said, I'm working on the back foot, but this is some of the stuff I already memorized. That's why I didn't even open my footnotes. But guys, let's talk. AFCON is coming, World Cup is coming. Some teams didn't qualify for either tournament. And when all of this was happening, we were looking at who has the most corrupt football association. Because you saw the shenanigans with the Nigerian Football Federation, the hotels that were being booked, the lack of investment in infrastructure. not paying salaries. Obviously, South Africa, we qualified, but we felt like we've got some things to bring to the table. Other people are telling us about what's happening in Middle East, Europe, federations. So I thought it would be nice to bring this to the channel, because usually Bot streams and we go with his topics. But since he asked me to cover for him today, I thought, yeah, this is the right time to bring this topic. So, guys, which football association do you think is the most fraudulent? Which one is the worst? Which one is holding their nation back? Some teams are succeeding in this. Despite? You have to put in despite of the football associations, but we still need to talk about those associations, and there's a few of them I wrote here. Where are my notes? Cliff notes. Hey, don't need all of this. Cliff notes. Man United trends. We're not talking about Bruno. We're not talking about Bruno as well. People have been fighting about Bruno. Hey, it's enough now. It's enough. Honestly, we don't. Yeah, brother. We don't need to talk about those things anymore. Let me drop the link while I'm reading my notes. And any of the topics, if you don't want to talk about the Tottenham saga with the flag, cool. If that's what you want to talk about, cool. If you want to bring forth your FA and make a case, I want to read a few things just so you understand what's going on in these FAs. So, this is from Grok. So I haven't verified this per se, but listen to this. So SAFA, which is the South African Football Association, key scandals. President Danny Jordaan arrested in 2024 for fraud, theft of 1.3 million rands, which is roughly $72,000 from 2014 to 2018, via unauthorized hires of personal security and PR firms. So this is where the money for stadiums and kits and people's salaries, because even I think we struggled with salaries at some point. I don't know why we don't end up paying people on African soil, but there was a controversy. Our actual president of the Football Association was stealing stuff. In Italy, apparently there was a massive match fixing ring exposed. Yeah, match fixing. The Russian FA, routine corruption. Wow, they use the word routine. Bribery so normalized, it's embedded. 2000 scandal involved state-backed fixes with 2011. I don't want to say Bochum trials netting 7.5 million euro profits from 12 million bribes. These guys made 7.5 million from bribes. Wow. And then, of course, we've got the NFF. 2010 Super Eagles fund embezzlement, 2020 election bribes, and 2018 World Cup tickets scams. Yay! Which FA is corrupt, guys? But anyway, that's enough yapping from me. Let me bring in my guests. Thank you to Pev. Thank you to Doctor for putting in. How are you guys doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. Apologies for not having my camera on.
Yeah.
I tried.
No problem.
So what do you guys want to talk about? Do you want to speak about the corruption that's happening, or you want to speak on the Spurs topic that I brought up?
I mean, I got something to say on the Spurs thing, but people ain't gonna like it.
Hey man, speak your mind. Just don't get us, blocked.
I won't. I'll keep it as simple as I can. I've said this before on another channel. All this stuff should be left out of football. Politics, yeah. No one cares what you identify as. You go there to watch football, yeah. Everything gets used as a political movement, yeah, and it's sneaked into football, and you're forcing people into taking part or whatever, or to, just like you just have to go along with it when you don't. You're there to watch a football game. You're there to talk about football. Yeah. Keep all of this stuff out of the way. Yeah, it doesn't matter which side that you are on. Like you're obviously into other things. That's fine, but it doesn't need to be rubbed into people's faces on a constant basis. Yeah,
Mm.
as myself, I do not care. People go do what they want in their own time, but it doesn't need to be put in our faces all the time, especially in football. People go watch football to get away from every other thing that they're going through out their week or whatever, work, family, whatever. And then this other stuff, obviously political stuff, yeah, the LGBT stuff, anything that's going on around the world doesn't need to be brought into football. Football is your escapism.
Hey, shout out to you, Pav. I hear you, bro. Welcome. We deserve better. In. Hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Doctor, you also came after Pav. Any thoughts? you want to touch the Spurs thing, or you just want to talk about the corruption in your country?
The corruption.
You can
I'm
only-
trying
you can
to
only
figure
talk
out
about corruption.
how to say this. There's. I get what Pav is saying, right? But
Yeah.
it's like do you know what? I don't know how to say this because, of course, I'm thinking so many things in my brain. Because, like, Pav is saying, we shouldn't bring politics into football and stuff like that. But unfortunately, there's some nasty people in the world, and they want to spew hate, right? So sometimes you have to say a few things about it to prevent
And
people
Doc,
from
I will say, what
spewing
has
hate.
football done to solve those issues? Absolutely nothing. So why are we still trying to force it into football?
But we're not. I don't know if it's forcing
What
it.
did be? I'm going to ask you, what did taking the knee by these football players do to solve the hate against black people? Anything?
Racism. No, racism, period, to be fair, but yeah.
Did it solve
But
anything?
no,
I don't think
no.
so.
I don't know.
Why do you
Yeah, but
think people like Zaha stopped taking the knee?
Yeah, but he was one of a few. It doesn't stop people trying, and we
No,
all
but
know. Bear with me. Bear with me.
don't you think that it's being forced into football though? All this stuff, everything.
Let me have an opinion on this, because I'm a gay man,
Yeah.
right? And I'm the only gay man I suspect on this stream. So my understanding of why they do the flag is just to make it more inclusive. You will never understand, because none of you guys are gay. So it's like a white man trying to understand what a day in the life of a black man is. It's microaggressions that go on all the time. It's everywhere. It's in the media. It's all, you're basically being told that what you do is wrong, which is fair enough. People are entitled to their opinion. But the whole reason it gets brought into sports is the same as like people who are disabled. What you do is you try to make it more inclusive. Do you know how hostile it is? You've got to ask yourself, why aren't there any people who are openly gay in football? Why aren't they? Because there's so much discrimination against it. People chant from the stands so much abuse, so many homophobic and racist chants. So we can try and work out and say, well, actually, racism is wrong, but we don't do it with gay people. So that's the first point. And secondly, all these campaigns aren't to shove it down your throat. I get heterosexuality shoved down my throat 24 hours a day on the media, in the films, in the news, people having public displays of affection. It's all over. I don't have an issue with it. That's what it is, right? We don't shove it down people's throats. All we're trying to say is that this place should be safe for everyone to come. It's not about saying that we're trying to promote gay. You have to be, you have to accept gay people. No, it's just about saying, think about what you're saying. That's all that's about. It's about how if you're making these kind of chants or you're saying these kind of things, what you're actually doing is offending people. And wouldn't the world be better if we stopped offending people? If we start actually thinking about, hold on, so I can't say the N word, but I can say the Q word. I can say this. So that's what it's about for me. It's just about making the place safe for everyone, whether you're a woman, whether you're a disabled person, whether you're a black person, whether you're a gay person. Gay people don't come out. If you look at it around the stadium, do you see gay people openly being gay? No, because they can't.
No.
And they don't even want to be openly gay. They just want to go to a football match in peace. It's really simple. I know. So that's why, to me, it's about homophobia. People have so much fear about gay people because they don't know them. So they don't understand them. So they have all this conception that, oh, these gay people, I've even heard it that gay people are trying to take over the world and push our sexuality onto you. It's bonkers. And now I hear that straight people don't have rights. It's the same way I hear white people saying, white is the new black. No, it's not. You will never have the discrimination that black people have. Just as straight people will never have the discrimination that gay people have. I don't understand the fear. I really don't understand the fear. I just want to get on with my life. If
Can I
there's
chime in a bit?
yeah, if there's a device that makes more people included, I will always agree with that.
I must say, like, I'm not a gangster, you know, again, I'm got gay family members, gay friends, everybody's cool. You know what I mean?
Did you say
I
you're not a
think it's
gangster?
He said he's
Against
not
it.
against it.
A what?
Against it.
Against, as in.
Oh, I thought he
not a-
said he's a gangster.
against.
I was like, I thought he said you're not a gangster. My bad.
No, but I think it's just level of sensitivity. You know what I mean? That's all from my point of view. And I say that because the gay people here, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, what I'm not allowed to say, but okay, Buju Banton's song back in the day, they would sing that to the top of their lungs, even though it's against them. You know what I mean? It's just
Who will?
acceptance at the end of the day, no?
But
And literally, sorry.
who will sing that song to? Who's
No,
they?
like okay, gay people here in Bermuda, let me say. People that I know, I'm saying. That's where I'd be like, okay, it's just literally a level of sensitivity at the end of the day. It's what some people can tolerate versus where other people cannot tolerate. Like, you know, that's why when Buju came out, he wasn't even allowed to perform the song because of stuff like that. But then you got gay people that are like, we want this song played. You know what I mean? So it's literally a level of sensitivity.
But so you're talking about the Buju Banton, which said "kill all gays," right? That's the song you're referring to. There are black people.
I actually don't think it's that song, to be fair. But yeah.
But there are black people that openly use the N-word, right? And I will never understand that, right, in an aggressive way. So you'll always get a percentage of gay people that you can look to agree your argument. But the majority of sensible people in any community would find that offensive.
Yeah,
And do you feel like
and that's where sensitivity comes in. It's don't take like okay, like earlier, I even said I didn't realize Vegeta was that short. Please don't take offense to it. He didn't take no offense to it at all. You know, like you know, is he saying shit discriminating a short person maybe or something? It's the same sort of level of respect or disrespect, however you want to take it. It's the same things. But
I just
Vegeta
want
was
to ask,
strong enough to
it's
be
not the
like, yeah,
same.
it's all good, bro. Like I understand. Like I'm sure that's my life. Like you know, I can't change it. You know what I mean? But yeah.
and it just seems like such a waste of energy to hate people or to be, I don't know what's the right word, you know, to be a bigot because of something that really doesn't impact your life. But I wanted to ask a follow-up question, right? And I'm glad with this, honestly, because I don't want anybody to feel like they can't say what they want to say as long as we're not getting the channel taken down. Again, this is not my channel, please, I beg.
I feel like
But
everything been fairly said so far. Like like nobody's wrong in this situation, no.
yeah. So I just wanted to ask, do we feel like with these movements, you know, whether it's the racism, the LGBTQ plus movement, do we feel like a lot of the times these communities suffer at the hands of the minority that is doing the stuff that people are not happy about? The
Well, my
loud
thing is
loud minority in those communities.
if somebody has a request or something, it can either get accepted or denied. I don't see why it's a fuss about it. Like, you know, they just requested something and that was it. If they
My
get
mom
a no,
always,
then you know, go fuck off, like type of vibe, you know.
yeah.
But if
My
it's
mom
a yes,
always
then
used to
okay,
say,
cool.
my mom always says, the worst anybody can do is say no. So they asked, and
Exactly.
whatever discussion they had, it was agreed upon, and they decided to take it down. And honestly, on it, like, also I've realized when you go to a certain country, if they all have rules, every country has rules and regulations, and as
And
like
laws.
and laws. When you go there, you follow whatever rules and regulate. I don't know the rules and regulations of Prague, so I can't say. Maybe they have a thing
Are we
about it.
playing
I don't know.
Impact?
This happened here though in this country, didn't it?
Oh
Yeah, I
wait.
was about to say.
So
Oh,
the
it-
laws of this country.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah,
No, but
well,
because
that's where I
Slavia,
just said they just
yeah,
asked for a request. Like,
yeah.
if
So
they
just to
got denied
clarify,
it, then
yeah.
they
So just
played
to clarify,
here.
Slavia,
Slavia Prague, that lovely
they are
model
Tottenham.
I don't
of
think they
football
have to.
with
I
no
don't think
racist
they're
history,
patriot.
no homophobic history. That lovely club.
I don't.
Those
Yeah, I don't think
fans.
they. Okay, but see, you're not like being any better in this situation. Though, to be fair,
Oh,
we
come
deserve
on.
better.
Come
No,
on.
like, like I understand your frustration. I get it. Well, I don't, but you get what I mean. I can reason with you. Like everybody, we're all human here. Why are we separating ourselves?
Listen, you can't please everyone. There's going to be people who
Literally.
don't. There's going to be people who want to be known, or they want the word spread about something. You're going to have another group who wants the word spread about this. That's why I said football, especially football, any sport actually, should not be used to what's the
Promote.
word? Promote. Yeah, that you're right. To promote one group or one political movement or a war or this and that. Yeah, I've seen at Old Trafford people go in there with their Palestine flags and they get taken away. But you could go in there with a Jew flag, like a Israel flag. But that's fine. That's what I mean. Every form of political movement, group, or whatever, anything should not be promoted. Yeah, you go to a football game, yeah, to watch your team play. You support that team, and you're part of it.
It's
Yeah, you're
slightly
part of
two
that team.
hours. It's 2 hours of like just say fantasy, like it's 2 hours away from your life. It's a like it's a relaxer. Like you're here to
And
enjoy the
there's
game.
things in place. There's things in place. If a player gets racially abused or whatever, there are things in place. Yeah, Semenyo got racially abused by a man in a wheelchair. Yeah, of all people. Not, I mean, it was funny because the guy can't clearly stand up for racism. That's just a little joke. But yeah, that got dealt with. Man's being banned, and he's gonna probably serve a suspended sentence or whatever if he commits another crime or whatever. I don't know. I saw it the other day. There are things in place, but like there's obviously countries who don't like the whole LGBT thing because it's against their culture, rules, or whatever. Right? Everyone's got their own opinion on it. One of my co-workers is married to a woman. I get on with her fine. I have no issue with this sort of stuff. Like I said, as long as it's not thrown in my face or other people's faces who just want to go about their day, it's fine. Like I get it. There are issues that you guys have to face all the time, but football should be one of the last places where it should like anything should be getting promoted to promote a certain group in a certain way or whatever. It's fine. Like just go watch the game. I get it. I understand everyone's point of view, but there's so many groups that you have to constantly please. Like there's so many things you have to constantly please, and it's like for fuck's sake, I just want to watch a football game. Well, just having to talk about football without having to bring in certain things into it. Like obviously the whole thing, like we talked about on KG stream this morning about the Bellingham stuff and the abuse and that. But we know why that happens, and it's not just him; it's happened to other players, and it's not necessarily just black players. Yeah, David Beckham went through it. Yeah, the amount of abuse this guy
Yeah,
went through when he was with when he got with Victoria.
Victoria.
Then that went into obviously when he went to Madrid, it happened there, carried on. There's other things that happens. Like there's other players. It's just not one particular issue. There's a lot of issues, but it's sometimes you just want to like watch the game for the game, innit? And then obviously if there's discussions to be had because something's gone on again, like the Bellingham thing, then we can have a discussion. But
So the way
sorry, the whole Tottenham. Vegeta, did you say the Tottenham are banned the flags? Is that what you said?
No. So
Just
they
for
didn't
that one
ban
game?
the flag. Just for that one game where that Prague asked him to take it down, they did.
yeah,
Well,
And
then
go
yeah,
right
just
back
to
up
they're probably
afterwards.
trying to
Then go right
help.
back up
They're probably trying to
afterwards.
help their own fans out. So you don't, because we already know, like the teams from like Serbia and all them sort of places, like from them like Eastern like European kind of countries. They're mad. Them things are mad. Them, like, if you ever seen one of the Red Star Belgrade games, yeah, or if you've been to Greece, yeah, but it's just non-stop conflict. Yeah, they're probably trying to avoid Tottenham fans getting abused in the stadium or getting mashed up, because I've seen it. Because I've went to Roma. I went to Rome, yeah, to watch Man United Roma in the Champions League. After that game ended, bro, people are getting mashed up in the head, and I was only fucking like 14 or 15 at the time, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" I got pulled out of there by my uncle quick time. So I know like what some of these like European clubs, their fans are like. They just want to mash people up. So
Yeah,
that's why Tottenham are probably taking it down. It's because they're probably trying to stop any like conflict or physical harm to people that are in that stadium. So it makes sense.
Yeah, just to add context before, because I can see We Deserve Better wants to respond, which I'll give you an opportunity to do before I bring in and quotes into the conversation. The article says that the flag was situated specifically in the visiting end, which is where the Czech Republic or Czech club would have been situated. So I think it was just for this game. Just I wanted to confirm that at the request of these guys. But We Deserve Better. Sorry, bro. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would never give in to hatred. It's just hatred as far as I'm concerned. And it's kind of like, you talk about racism. When I grew up, people used to throw bananas on the pitch and use the N-word as free as they wanted to. Those changes didn't come overnight. Suddenly these bigots didn't suddenly wake up today and say, oh, actually, I'm going to stop now. These kind of events, these things like flags, these kind of things, the campaigns that they had to keep doing, to keep drumming into people's minds that this won't be tolerated and this needs to be an inclusive sport, is what changed it eventually. And of course, laws coming into place, which said, if you do this, you'll be kicked out of the stadium. And that's how you inflict change with some of these numbskulls. And they are numbskulls because it's pure hatred. They weren't going for gay people, they'd go for other people. Before they went for blacks, they went for Jews. Before they went for Jews, they went for women. It's been going on for decades. So that's the only way you change these things, is to make it visible, just to make it visible. No one is shoving anything down to it. And I always find that phrase really funny, because we get heterosexuality shoved down our throats 24 hours, and we don't have half the problem that straight people have. It's so ironic. But that's not the biggest debate here is, as far as I'm concerned, is why is one group of people so threatening? Why are gay people so threatening to straight people? I just don't understand it. Gay people just actually want to get on with their own lives. All we're asking is to be afforded with the same level of equality as everyone else. And that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And they say football isn't political. Of course, football is political. Everything that happens on the outside world comes into sport. We all know this. We can all pretend. But if it wasn't political, there'd be no issue. There'd be no concerns around racism. There'd be no concerns about equality. There'd be no guidelines in protecting people. There'd be none of it. So you can't ask for it here and then get angry about it when it's over there, just because it affects your own personal belief. I'm not a Muslim, but I will fight to the end of my days to ensure that if I hear any Islamophobia, I call it out. Now I can do that, but I'm always interested when straight people have a completely different approach to gay people. If you don't have equality across the board, then there is no equality. Then none of us are equal.
No, I could 100% agree with you there, to be fair. It's the hate that I disagree with on all parts, Again, I have gay friends, I have gay family members, Everybody is cool. But the coolest people that you would hang with and all of that there as well, Plus, it saves more of the catchy side for man like me, So, hey, they've helped me get girls. You know what I mean? So I have no hatred towards them. You know what I mean?
That's why you and boss are friends. You're so focused. You are focused on nothing. Yes.
I like what I like, and they can like what they like. I'm okay with that. They don't disturb me. But when they do, that one particular person may get a fucking off, but that's about it. Other than that,
because they stole your girl.
No, because they're trying to steal my they're trying to steal my manhood.
Oh, damn. Let me bring in and quote you. Like I said, you don't have
even
to.
Still, no hate.
You don't have to speak on Spurs. There are two different conversations happening. If you want to move in a different direction, guys, feel free. Welcome to the show.
What's that? And then do you want to go first?
You can go first, coach.
What's that?
And that's only toilet. Hey,
Let's
look.
go. That sounded a bit echoish, but I allow it. It's probably just in our I think what society has lost the ability to do is to disagree sometimes. As in, I think, and there is a difference between disagreement and hatred. And I think sometimes, and that's me not condoning hatred. So I can talk on my experience. Like, I don't know, like, I've got family members who, like, so one of my cousins, for example, is transition. Now, I might not agree with it, but it's not going to change the way that I love that person still same way as my cousin, if that makes sense. And I think that the two are different. I can love you for, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes there is, like what you were saying, I think about I can understand that this is your way of doing something. And if someone is hating against you, I will say, no, hatred is wrong. But also, I don't have to necessarily celebrate it. Because I think there's a difference between acceptance and celebration. And I think sometimes the two are mixed. Like, even when it comes to, like, if we're as a black guy, when I watched the Euros final, and I think Rashford missed first, my first thing was, I wonder who's taking the next penalty. Are they black? Then Sancho misses. I'm like, pants, that's 2 for 2. It's not looking good. Then obviously Pickford makes the save. Saka needs to score to keep England in a penalty shootout. He misses. I knew straight away what was going to happen when I woke up. I went to bed. I watched that at my brother-in-law's, went home, hugged my wife and said, it's going to be madness. She understood, went to bed, woke up to madness, and I knew it. And I think when you're seeing that, that's a time where you go, no, we need to say that what has happened, the reaction to what happens is wrong. The problem you have is, before every Champions League game, you hear the kind of UEFA stand up to racism stuff. But that stuff there is all tokenistic because it's not really fixing anything. Yes, it's an image of let's stop racism, but realistically, me as a black man, not that I'm into coaching, is more likely to get overlooked for a coaching position because of the ethnicity of my skin over a white guy. That's been proven. Like, so it's not, we need to address things higher, but not just for on face value of saying, right, let's have X, like, let's take a knee because we're going to show we're trying to do stuff. But realistically, we're not doing stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I think, can I jump in here a second? I think both Court and We Deserve Better are kind of right in certain ways. Because I agree with what We Deserve Better said, in the sense where if you don't stop the pattern, if you you have to keep on talking about not the LGBTQ plus topic in football, in sports in general, but not just football. Like, you have to talk about it over and over. It will take years for people to understand what they go through and the concerns that happened with them. It will take years for people to understand, but you talk about it. But then again, on the side of courts where where we don't see the use of it, because sometimes in the moment when stuff happens and they start saying bad things to people and stuff like that, it's sometimes I feel like it's frustrating in a way. So I'm like, is there any right answer to it?
It's tough.
I think there's no right or wrong answer. So this is the thing as well. I think there's no kind of permanent fix. I believe that everyone's flawed, so people's flaws just come out in different ways. I believe everyone's a sinner. That's me included. I'm not better than anyone else. Like, that's my belief anyway. So I'm saying, but everyone's kind of like the way that, and some people do that in hatred, like of I'm hating you because of X or Y. Never disagree. I never agree with discrimination. Never believe in hating someone because of the, like, for example, it's like discriminating against kind of because I'm black, he's white, therefore I get treated differently. Stupid. I receive that in day-to-day life. I know that I get when I work in nicer areas in London, I get treated a certain way by concierge because my skin tone is a certain complexion. Do you know what I'm saying? So I understand that. I just think it's a hard conversation because, like, I think it's just that balancing what Pav is saying, and I hear what Pav is saying, and I think sometimes there is a time for saying something's wrong, but I guess when it feels like sometimes we're doing it for the sake of doing it, is where sometimes it can come a bit unnecessary. Can I ask readers a better question?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, quickly.
So am I right? Just quickly, because I know you're in a room. Just quickly, I know, like, and I'm wrong. You didn't want to sign Mark Gahey. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I still don't.
And is that based on his beliefs, or is that based on?
So it's based on the incident that happened last year, where and I have the same issue with Mazraoui. That whole campaign, I don't know why people got fired up about that campaign. That campaign it was about visibility. Gay people come to the grounds, and 3/4 of gay fans that come to the ground feel scared to go, and they experience homophobia. So all that campaign was just kind of stand with gay people and say, look, this place needs to be open for everyone to attend. And that was the whole reason that campaign was there. And they're not doing it this year. They're doing a new campaign in February. And so I don't want another player in my squad who's going to engage with a player that we already have in our squad who has an issue with that. This is your employer.
What did Gay do, sorry?
He wrote Jesus loves you on his...
He wrote Jesus loves you on his armband.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that?
Isn't you not wanting to sign him a bit, like, isn't that a form of discrimination in itself?
Writing that?
No, no, it's not discrimination. I wouldn't want to employ a racist either. I don't want to employ a homophobe. I don't want to employ a racist. I don't think saying that. I don't think, as someone who's a Christian, I don't think that him saying that is homophobic. You knew exactly what he was doing. Why did he have to deface it? Why did he have to go that extra? You know exactly what he was doing. Come on, we can try and wrap it up.
But you can't make assumptions unless he could, like, come out and said he's done it on purpose, like, for the wrong reasons.
Come on, guys.
Because no, you're just assuming that he's done it for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Because if he said, like, as in, and I can see it from you. I'm having a conversation.
And racism works in the same way, right? And then
I'm saying that's okay.
Does it,
oh no, you go.
But the person who does it gets away with it, and then everyone tries to understand because people have that view. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like gay people. I know it. I've been in the circuit. I'm 53 years old. You can't kid a kidder.
No, you don't look.
I know this, right? I've lived it. I know what it's that. I know when those increments come out. Right? These are increments.
Can I say something? As a Christian, I just want to know why it's not okay for Gay to have his beliefs and not being seen as it being a sign of hatred.
So he can have his belief. I just don't want him at my club.
But why?
But just
because
to
me, it's a red flag. To me, it's a red flag.
So, but why is it a red flag if he's just showing his beliefs?
Because he did it on the week. He did it on the week that we were trying to promote homosexuality. And you know as well as I do, there's a big issue between Christian fundamentalism and homosexuality. It's even been named here, sodomy. It's already there. So if we're going to try and pretend that was nothing to do with it, then this conversation is puerile.
Sorry, when you say fundamentalism, can I just ask what that means? As in, not to, as in just...
Can I just reply to that quickly? So in terms of Christian fundamentals, obviously we follow the Bible. So if I believe in the words of God, which say a certain thing, it's okay for me to, for example, I don't agree with the acts of sodomy, but I love all human beings. In my bridal train, one of my best men was gay. It doesn't mean I have hatred towards them just because I do disagree with something that they're doing. And I think that's the same thing for gay.
Sorry, guys,
Well,
because I
you
actually
don't-
want to. Does it not fundamentally come down to what Court said about we've learned not to learn how to you know what they say? Let's agree to disagree. That phraseology, because it doesn't feel like we're ever going to fight each other because these beliefs are in direct opposition of each other. So just for the sake, I know there's a lot we can say, guys, and I'm not trying to cut the conversation short. We deserve better. I can see the frustration on your face.
It's all right. I mean, it's fine. I don't have an issue with it. It's just frustrating. It would be the same as me. It would be the same as me as a brown person being in a room full of white people and try to explain racism. Right? Some people might get it, and some people will never get it.
And
can I say just as in my personal experience, and obviously I know we're seeing it from. Is it my mic echoing mad?
Not really.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna say this, like, I can truly tell you that I am not homophobic, and if someone was homophobic, I would call it out, because, like I said, I've got relatives who I love dearly, who don't necessarily live how I agree, but I love them. So I can understand. I hope I've not said anything well, I probably have said stuff to offend you, and I didn't mean to offend you. I was just trying to speak from my truth.
No, I don't get offended by a lot of stuff these days. Let me just make something very clear to you, everyone in this, right? My partner died almost 4 years ago. Stuff like this doesn't impact me. When you've experienced something like that, stuff like this, these conversations, they don't impact me. I kind of look at it and think, my frustration is, why is someone's sexuality such a big issue? Why is it such a fear for someone else? I'm not even bothered what straight people do. It's none of my business. What you do in your bedroom is none of my business. But straight people are afforded so many safeguards. So whether you're gay or whether you're black or whether you're disabled or whether you're a woman, I will safeguard you as best as I can as a human being. I will try and make sure that even though you don't have the safeguards that, say, heterosexual white men have, that you are treated with the same regard with safeguards. That's the way I look at humanity. What somebody else is or does or was is none of my business. But I fight for all rights. And that's why I get frustrated when suddenly there is a hierarchy on who's in the in-group and deserves rights and who's in the out-group and doesn't deserve rights. I don't operate like that. I think everyone should be afforded rights equally.
I hear it still. Shout out to everybody. I know that these can be uncomfortable conversations, but, I think sometimes
Am I muted? Oh, I heard nothing.
What's happened? Can anyone hear me?
Like what happened?
I think he can't.
It looks like Vegeta's been silenced. Box has caught up with him. We're like, what the fuck you doing in my stream, bro?
Nah, that's that scheduled SA power cut, man. That's that scheduled power cut over there. We ain't got no power right now.
Sorry. Did I lose you guys for a second there?
Yes, you did.
Sorry. It happens.
We thought bots got up with you, bro.
Sorry?
No, I thought bots found you, innit? We thought he was like, yo, what you doing, bro?
We thought you got shut off by the master switch.
Right now.
Oh, nah, bro. Hey, Botswana's not far from here. I was gonna get in my car and go deal with him. You can't just take away the controls like that. But I'm sure you guys heard some of the stuff I was saying about the FAs earlier on. I mean, my FA was just siphoning money to fund one guy's whole lifestyle. Which when people say you haven't been in the World Cup since 2010, I'm like, hey guys, people are eating our money. What must happen? Then you saw what happened with Nigeria. People weren't getting paid, stadiums weren't getting built.
But did you
We started.
see KG stream from maybe last week where they did like whose FA is the worst? I think we found a winner, to be fair, on that day.
No, I
I'm
didn't
not
The
sure if you saw that
Pakistani
stream.
Football Federation.
Yeah, Pakistan Football Federation, bro. And then I think Cameroon finished come out second. Nigeria was
What?
third. Yeah, bro. Has your South African FA ever human trafficked your squad to another country and lied to them that they were going to play football there, but they were being sold?
Not the FA. A political party did that recently. We sent people over to Russia under the guise of military training just to be found in an actual war.
What, they went to Ukraine?
Yeah,
That's dark.
these
So
poor guys.
apparently,
They were getting
Wajid said the Pakistan FA took their squad or whatever squad of players to Japan.
No, it wasn't a squad. It was a random group of people.
Oh, okay, random group of people to Japan, and they didn't know they were being trafficked to Japan or some shit. And then I think they had their status stripped by FA. So apparently now they're like a semi-pro international team, which I've never heard of.
Yeah, they basically lost their FIFA license, so they can't. Then FIFA doesn't really respect them. Like,
and then they had their
acknowledge them.
squad buy in fake crypto coins. Had them made their players invest in fake crypto, and all that shit. I was like, right.
Oh, and wait, NN's here. NN, what's going on with Cameroon? Is Onana going or not? Because I saw Onana's been called up now, and Eto got overruled or something.
Probably not. Just the other guy that he fired. I think he released like his list for AFCON, or the list that he would have taken, and Onana was there. I don't know if he released it or something got leaked. So.
Oh, because you got the two kind of warring boards right now, innit?
Well, technically, under FIFA regulations, the government shouldn't be able to do anything. So if Eto really wants, he could just go to FIFA and tell them to suspend us because the government's interfering in Fekafut's actions, which they can't, because every head coach has to be appointed by the actual federation, not a government. So he could have done that a long time ago, but I don't know.
And then's right. Apparently, there's two squads that have been announced, and Anana's in one of them. So, how do the players work out who's going?
I don't know if the other one was announced or leaked, because I don't think the other guys announced it. I don't think he came out personally and announced it. He's not come out in a press conference and.
Bro, why isn't like your prime minister or president? I'm not sure which one it is who runs your country. Why aren't they like sacking these people or fucking about?
My president's a corpse. What are you on about?
Oh wait, it's your president who's part of it, making these decisions as well.
No, I just told you he's a corpse.
Coach of what?
I told you he's a corpse. He's like 90-something years
Corpse.
old. He's not
I thought you said a coach.
I thought you said coach first as well.
No. He don't know what's going on.
Is he there? Is he like Biden?
His family and the other people around him have pushed him to still be on there. So I don't know.
It's always the families, bro. What?
They like the thing. Anyway, I've got to make a move, but big up to everyone anyway.
Yes, bless up.
Take care, coach.
Stay safe.
You know, this is how you know we live in a bubble, because I look at the shenanigans that SAFA does, and then you guys tell me about human trafficking and two squads being chosen, and I'm like, you know what? We don't have problems.
I'm sure if I did some research on the Indian FA, I'd find some shit there as well. But I ain't got that much free time on my hands, bro.
Do you remember the year
I'm dealing with like 600-700 people a week, bro, in my job. So I was just like, I ain't got time to research my country. I would find the best shit because I know a lot of shit that's happening in cricket. a lot of shit.
Do you remember the year they couldn't do the qualifiers because they couldn't afford trainers?
You're joking.
What, in football?
I'm joking. Of course I am. Yeah, the Indian
It's
national
very
team.
believable. The most.
The only thing I know about the sorry, Doc. Let
No
me just quickly
problem.
say because we're talking about Indian thing. The only thing I know about the Indian national football team is half of them aren't even like proper Indians. They get
Indians.
they get a lot of their players from Nepal, and because they don't have the facilities to or the organizations to like bring youngsters, train them up to be footballers because they got them all involved in cricket because cricket, probably makes more money in that country than most football in other countries. That's how big cricket is over there. So
Facts. That is facts.
I have to admit, I got really excited when the IPL started. I did watch that for a season or two.
no, it's still good. It's still good, but there was a lot of corruption from the beginning. Like a team got banned for like 2-3 years, but then they changed their name and were still playing. But it's just then resorted back to the old team name. There was a lot of corruption in cricket as well, like a shitload.
The most Ghana FA has done is I'm gonna read an excerpt from like
Kick
the
out
thing.
Kevin Prince Roach against Soleimani before a World Cup match.
Not that. The Football Association was dissolved with immediate effect in 2018 after an undercover journalist revealed the amount of corruption in the association. Former referees and officials were filmed taking bribes. The Minister of
What,
Sports,
egg and cheese?
no money. I remember when this happened. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. The minister and the former minister referred to Kwesi Nyantakyi, who was the president at the time of the GFA, as former president because of all the arms and affiliates and etc. So that year's Ghana Premier League was cancelled. Everything was cancelled till 2019, just before and he's gone to jail. I think he's gotten 15 years or something like that for fraud or something like that. And he's been banned from football.
Alien politicians. That's crazy. Okay.
And I mean the FA president, the former FA president has been banned from every football thing, and it's been reinstated. That's the most, aside from like treating the football players wrongly and the women's team and etc. But
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So like I don't know if it was when was the last AFCON? Was it last year or the year before?
2 years ago. So it was.
So was that when all them images of the eggs and cheese and burgers and stuff come out? Was that? Was that like corruption from your FA for not providing proper?
That was just a
or is that just? Because that shit was hilarious when I saw the pictures.
Do you know what? I don't. Look, I don't even know what to say about that because I'm used to being teased about eggs and stuff. So like at this point, I'll block now. Anytime anybody says anything about eggs, I'm like, what can I say? I eat eggs. I had breakfast, scrambled eggs this morning. So
Good protein.
Yes, it's cheap.
When I saw that picture, I thought it had to be fake. I thought it was like an inside joke from the Nigerians. But then they was said, no, this is what they got fed. I was like, bro, this is football. Like, what's going on here?
Look, it's quick protein source, guys. It's cheap. Everybody has a couple of hens in their houses. What do you expect?
As in whole hens, as in the fowl.
Who's everyone, doctor? Don't make the stereotype of us having animals in our backyard be a thing.
I mean, in the villages, man. But when I say that, I mean in the villages.
People come to South Africa thinking we've got lions in the backyard. We don't have lions.
When I say that, I really mean in the villages, man. And
I am one of the
stereotypical people that a kilo of meat is damn expensive. I went to Ghana earlier on this year, and I went to, of course, my mother was like, "You go to the market," because I'm not going. And I went, and these people were trying to tell me stupid prices for the chicken, and I'm like, are you crazy? Anyway, that's another topic for another day. But I really
was
don't
at
think
oh, sorry.
we're that bad. I thought Ghana and Nigeria were bad, but after hearing stories from everybody else, I'm like,
Okay.
wow.
When I talk corruption, this is what I was talking about. I mean, we spent 50 million rand to build a stadium, and this is what we built. I thought this is the corruption we are dealing with, not
What?
kidnapping.
Boy, is that in
Oh,
South
that's-
Is that a
Africa?
real? That's a real stadium.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you
yes,
enlarge
this is a real-
Can you enlarge it like one of the
Wow.
images?
Let's see here. No, this is too small.
That's what Nana
Let
was
me go.
playing on.
So
To be
how
fair-
much in pounds is that? 15 million rand.
I'll tell you now. But yeah, this is the only stand we had, by the way, in this whole stand. Jesus.
But then
Dude,
there's
that better be built out of like diamonds that stand or something, bro.
To be fair, I'm also going to say this: the state in which our Accra Sports Stadium, like our sports stadiums in general, is right now, it's you wouldn't believe that we or the government provides yearly like money to keep it updated. Recently, in the World Cup qualifiers, the last two we had, somebody said they went to use the bathroom and it was horrendous. The ceiling was leaking. The toilet itself was nasty.
sounds like Old Trafford.
Whatever you think
So-
Old Trafford is, I guarantee you the Accra Sports Stadium is horrendous. The last time I was there was when I was 15. I guarantee you it hasn't really changed. I don't think.
You know they talk about corruption, right? There's corruption in this country. Do you remember Wembley? They done a Stadium of Light. They built that,
yeah.
21 million. They said 200 million, right? 10 times as much to rebuild Wembley. That ended up costing 700 million. It's corruption everywhere.
Yeah. But
Inflation, man.
This other corruption sounds like it's next level stuff, bro. Like, are we living in the Matrix? Like, how can you tell people, yo,
Bro,
playing
let's be
football.
honest, yeah. We'd all be taking a cut if like FIFA are giving you money to like build something, because if you're in a country where the income isn't as high as say the United States or some of the European countries, England, whatever, Australia, New Zealand, you're taking a cut. Like people do it in India all the time.
Yeah.
If I was living in India and let's say a tourist coming, I'm taking that tourist to certain places, I'm overcharging that guy. I'm taking more
But
money.
you know what it is? You know what it is,
Yeah,
Pep?
but-
I've always said this about our politicians. If you get a tender to build 10 houses, at least build 8 or 9 and then eat the last 2, just so that we can see something. The problem with our people is that
What
they want
happened to
build
your
one
stadium
house.
from the World Cup? Who's got that?
Third world politics, bro. That's how it is.
Who's got the World Cup stadium that you had from 2010?
Our stadiums.
That's national stadiums, also.
Oh, is that a national
those-
stadium now?
Yeah, it's a national stadium, but the one that was the final, the FNB stadium, that's the home stadium of Kaizer Chiefs. So they booked that out as their home stadium. Cape Town is still managed by the basically everybody's managed by the government, but we've kept them in pretty good working condition. That's why I'm like, I don't understand the
But
corruption on this continent.
When it comes to your
That's
other
what we
sports
want.
like rugby and cricket, they're well funded, though, no?
Yeah, they're well funded, but that's a whole different story because cricket is big money in the world in a sense. And when it's a nation like South Africa in cricket, bro, it's like the cream of the crop, best of the best. Everybody want to sponsor. And cricket money, bro, is bigger money than football.
Facts.
Men
And
wouldn't
that's the
believe that,
problem
but
with
it's 2-3 times the money of football, bro. Like a
100%.
cricketer.
Why do you
making-
think the Glazers were trying to get involved, bro? They tried to buy one of the IPL clubs and
They
they got refused.
They didn't need to buy an IPL club, but I mean, you know, the T20 didn't start in IPL, and the biggest T20 is in the Caribbean. The IPL is just a professional league now. It's well broadcasted, but Hero Bikes is the main man. If they had tried to go to Hero Bikes and say they will start small and go somewhere else first. They would get out. They get one country. The Night Riders have a team in India as well, owned by Shah Rukh Khan.
Everyone,
You know what I mean?
even like Dubai have got their own T20 tournament. Obviously you got the Caribbean one. You got
That's the
the
original.
England T20 league now. I think it's like I think it's sponsored by NatWest, but yeah, I'm not sure if like South Africa are running a T20. I know Pakistan run a T20 thing, but not a lot of players go there because of all the
We do
The
have
rules
a-
and regulations.
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
like
that's what
India
it is.
don't allow Pakistan players to
To come.
allow in the IPL and vice versa with them. Australia have a T20 league, so these players are getting bare money from what it used to be before. Because T20, like Test cricket, is boring as
But
hell, bro.
yeah, but
It's
that
boring
is
as hell.
big
Like,
money, bro. Bro, listen, yeah, T20 is money, yeah. But let me tell you something, bro. Those sniff at the money cricket was making back in the day. Cause cricket back in the day, and I'm talking about any time Brian Lara and Curtly Ambrose and these brothers, Shane Warne and these men them, when in Rahul Dravid and this brother Robin Singh and them days, them men making 100,000 a month, bro. US and pounds, 100,000 in them days. And I just payment for playing cricket, bro. They not from sponsors. Bro, Brian Lara, they used to get a free bike every year from this company that is make bikes. This make Ducati. The man are over 100 bikes, bro. Yeah. All them thing free. Them men is get all kind of sponsors, bro. Big money. So it was always making big money. Now the money they're making real stink
I think
money
a lot
right
of
now.
the sports have grown as well now over the years. Obviously, football is still number one in my opinion because it's played by a lot more nations than cricket is. I think cricket is second, and then I think after that you're looking at your
Baseball and them things.
athletics, tennis, rugby, and things like that. But yeah, there's a lot more money involved now. Like even like
Yeah.
racing, bro, fucking Formula
Yep.
One and all that shit, rallies and
But you see, the thing is, Pav, you see India, cricket is their first sport. Is their first sport in India. So that's why it is they don't make
football's
no
not
gimmicks.
even. I don't even think football
It's a
fits in the
thing.
first five. I think it's like cricket,
I reckon
hockey.
hockey's higher than football.
What about kabaddi? Is quite
Hockey,
big there,
yeah,
isn't it?
hockey,
Hockey real
yeah.
big
Kabaddi
on that side
would
of
be
the
in
world.
top five. That would be like maybe third or fourth.
Yeah.
And then I think like they're obviously now moved into a lot more athletics, in things into like a bit, but it's more not like track events, more like shooting and arrow and
And them kind of things. And they're
yeah.
moving into gymnastics and these things. But you see, the next thing too, right? When you look at, being from our first world nation and thing, and comparing it to our third world nation, right? When FIFA sanction that money, right? It's not like they sanction the money and the government can decide who build in these stadiums and things. FIFA just have somebody that they select to build them stadiums and things, if you understand what I'm saying. So all them, the kind of corruption and thing, you don't understand, man. People know when they know you're building a stadium, them go and raise price on all the imports. We had to import to build and whatever metals and whatever and everything to go to build the stadium go and raise the price of all them thing go and be more expensive. They ain't getting it at the normal rate. You understand? So all them things is happening because the same thing is happening in the Caribbean, bro, when it comes to football.
Vegeta, can I ask a question? Because like, obviously South Africa, yeah, they're involved in cricket, rugby, athletics, football, obviously. But how come the other African countries don't follow suit? Because a lot of them obviously do the football thing. But why is it just because of smaller nations or?
Can I quickly jump in there before Vegeta talks? Ghana has started like we do basketball, rugby, and boxing.
That's so lit.
Boxing is the other one that is like right under football as importance, but rugby and
We're talking about team sports.
And you're good at none of them.
Yeah.
Wow. I was quiet when you guys were talking too, you know.
Oh my God. Nobody
that's your mistake. That's your
Doc was talking about boxing and then comes and drops a haymaker.
Hey,
That is an
Name me,
hey,
Tav,
no
name me
way, bro.
three.
one day my
Name me
mama
three
told me always
Ghanaian
is to
boxing
ignore
champions.
ignorance.
I couldn't name you one.
Well, who asked that
Damn.
question? Who asked that question?
Okay.
And Prof, welcome
Have
to
I
the
rolled
show.
up any other
That's a
For
Ghanaians?
us,
stupid
can
question
you
to
name a
ask.
South
rolled up
African
any other
rugby
Ghanaians?
player?
No.
Can
Don't.
anyone
That's
here
a
Brian
come
have
up
banana.
dumb
name
question.
a
That's
South
Brian have
African
banana.
rugby
a
player?
dumb
Man,
question
them
to
mad
ask.
Come on,
or
Name
please.
box. We don't care
listen,
about
Because
listen
that.
to
you
me,
guys are
listen
not
to me.
enlightened in
Listen
other
to me, listen
countries
to me.
doesn't mean
Hey,
that.
hello.
No.
not
Because
true.
somebody
Doc,
asks
Doc,
it's
Doc.
dumb.
I feel like you need to not say these
guys,
things you're saying, Doc. Take it down.
let's have
Take it down a notch.
wait.
Zuma Nelson was a champion.
They're talking about we
Thank
put
you.
in boxing. You said name boxing. We don't care about that.
I don't
We
care
There's
about
talking about
something. At
team
least that's
sports, Doc.
something.
Come on.
And the reason
Nobody,
why
they
the
are no
reason why
team
people
sport
are
in
I
focusing
was
boxing.
on
just
football.
answering a little bit of Pav's question where we've started investing a little bit more in other team sports. That's what all I was
Boxing
trying
is
to
not
say.
team sport, though. It don't
Well, I
qualify for this
It's
conversation.
individualistic.
said
It's a
basketball
team
and
sport.
rugby,
It's a
and I
team
said
sport.
Yeah, basketball and rugby
You gotta
team
get
sports.
trainers. You gotta get
Guys,
Have
trainers.
any
You
of
gotta
you
get a
man seen the
gym.
don't listen
It's
to
Ghanaian
what I
a
rugby
team
say.
team
sport.
player,
Just
man?
let
It's a
you
team
pick
sport.
him.
you guys are not even listening to one another. How are you having
Of course,
a
of
full
course,
Yeah,
they're
but
listening.
it's
That's
not.
why. And
Vegeta, we're
It's
listening.
weird like
I'm
this doesn't
listening.
normally happen.
They're not
I'll
listening.
jump.
And thank you. Yes, Azuma Nelson was a boxing or is a boxing
Can
legend
you
We
because
tell
he
us
talking
one
fought.
that's
about
can you
we
tell us
talking
one
about
that's
I
not
team
met him
retired?
sports,
once
Doc.
when I was 8
Can
years
you
old,
tell us
and
one
it
that's
was the
not
best
retired?
thing in my
let
life.
me take
Can
the
you tell us one
question.
that's not retired?
Doctor, there's also Ike Bazooka Courtney,
Also,
right? WBA welter
Yes,
champion, and there's Joseph
yes.
King
What?
Kongakube,
And
RBF
then not
bantamweight champion.
Kwambanku, which none of you know about.
Doctor, let
Exactly.
me save you from
Banku.
yourself.
You tell
Yeah,
him.
but we talking about team sports,
You've
Doctor.
got a
Stay
guy
on
called
topic.
Banku.
Isn't
Wow.
that
I
free?
won't
Yeah,
save you.
stay on
That's
Doctor
why
topic.
is
when
too
I
deeply
first
watching the
mentioned
ground. So
teams,
let me
mentioned
just save you.
sports,
Doctor, let
and I
me
Well,
just save
Yeah,
you.
boxing don't qualify,
doctor,
so we don't
I'm
care.
with you. These people are concussed. They're foolish. Their brains are not working correctly. I
Doctor,
don't know why.
Is
Maybe
that
because boxing
another
out here is
Ghanaian
not working
speaking?
correctly. Because yes, boxing is a team sport.
How's
Tennis is a
boxing a
team
team
sport.
sport?
They're all
I'm not
team
doing this.
sport. So you trying
I'm
to
not
tell
doing
me
this.
Well,
like
the team is in boxing, but
Terence
it
Crawford
is
just
hard
train
men
like
I've
tag
never
teaming
seen
and
tag team
boxing
boxing in
together.
my life.
does Terence Crawford have a trainer when he beat Canelo? Yes or no?
Hey,
Exactly.
tag team
Because it
boxing,
was a
you
Sin
can
team
Ben
see
fight.
it
Tag
on
on
team
boy.
Misfits,
boxing.
bro.
Vegeta boy.
You
Sin
can
Ben on
you can
almost
see
four
tag
boy.
team boxing
Ben
on
boy.
Misfits, bro.
He deserve a
Misfits.
bend.
You think Bruno Fernandes went out there and kicked the ball by himself? Like Amorim didn't put him in? Team
Hey,
sport.
Professor, we're
look,
not doing
man.
this. Okay, this
But
is not the time and place for
Pardon?
this ridiculousness. Okay, we're not
yeah,
doing this.
bro. Sin Ben that
Pav,
fool for that comment.
to answer your question, I think it's all down to the history of our country and how we've taken an approach of, how we moved from where we were to where we are now, in the sense that a lot of South African norms are European based. So the way we built our roads, the way we've our sports associations are built off the models of Europe, because we've had European settlers that didn't leave. They're still here. You get me?
Influence.
So they built a lot of that stuff, and we just took over from that and carried on with it. That's probably why. Because the other countries got liberated, they kicked everybody out, and then corruption took over.
Football is easier to get into because it's not is what they call it, poor man's sport. So it's the easiest thing to get into.
No, brother, you're wrong.
Not
Football
really.
is not a poor man sport. It's an expensive
really.
man sport because in the
It's
USA,
expensive way.
most of the teams get.
This
Listen,
is
wait,
what-
hold
this is-
on.
Again,
Hold
no,
on.
Mark,
Stop.
mute your mic, cuz.
I think it means the caliber of people that go.
You said something very foolish now.
More boy. You
No,
see
Mark,
me talking
you said
rubbish?
something foolish and stupid.
Damn.
So
Yeah, they
we're
both-
not
they
gonna
both-
do
they
on
both
this
got
channel
symbols.
treat me like Botswana
I must say,
people
I
and
don't think
not
anything
listen.
he said is
Vegeta,
stupid.
can I say
That's
something
not
to the
you,
point that you
stupid.
tried to make?
Before we continue talking, when I say can we please have decorum hosting this channel, can we please
I don't think
Respecting
you.
you.
I don't think. I
Respecting
don't.
you.
means
I
to say
don't think
respect each
your
other.
internet. Your internet ain't got the decorum at the minute, Vegeta, brother.
Tell them to stop the load shedding.
Yeah.
Tell them to stop the load shedding, man. Not right now.
He's gone. Anybody else?
I was going to say, I think boxing can be a team sport because you need a team around you. And the most important people in boxing are the cornermen.
Team sport.
Well, you have a
let's
coach
be
in
real
boxing.
now
It is a
and
team.
honest now.
It's a
It's not a
coach.
team, bro.
It's
It's
a staff. You
one
have
man
staff
fighting one
behind you.
man in the ring. The coach not in the
Again,
ring.
wait. How come when somebody speaks, somebody else got to interrupt?
Like, we don't do that now. Like, we don't modify history, not people. Come on.
And then respond to Omo, because that take was biased, calling football a poor man's sport.
Football's not a poor man's sport, you know. There's nothing to back that up. To be in football, you have to be some level of talent and some level of rich.
Shit, boots cost about $100. Like,
Bro,
damn.
even in the USA,
What do you need to play
only
football?
players that get selected for the national team.
What do
check
you
their
what do you
backgrounds,
need
bro.
to play football?
First
Anyway,
of all,
on your street, wherever. What do you need? All you need is a ball.
okay.
And all you need in boxing is a pair of gloves and a gym.
I can say the
Yeah, let
exact
me
thing
see
for
you
rugby.
go in some
I can
Crocs
say the
or some
exact thing for
slippers
rugby.
or
What now?
something on that field and see if you don't slip and slide. You need boots too.
Everything,
So what is a rich?
Yup.
The
everything
real
that you
question
say
is, what's a
for
rich man's sport then? What is a rich man's sport?
Sailing. To be fair,
Rugby.
sailing.
Sailing,
Sailing is
If I
rugby,
go
100%.
to my street in
golf.
Nigeria and want to go play football, I just go out there.
I promise you it's
with
sailing.
no shoes on. There's a ball already, and I'm playing football. I'm playing football already.
I
You
feel
can do
like
the
man,
same
them
with
don't know the
rugby.
history of
Probably
sports
F1.
when they talk these things.
So when I say football is a poor man's sport, like pretty much in any country, it's just easier. It's like, okay, I have a ball, I'm gonna play football with my friends.
That is
Yeah,
not
that's
can
why
say
I
the
have
exact
football
same
as
for
a
It
rugby.
can't
sport,
just
bro.
be a
That's
sport.
football
People that
as fun. That's not a sport. You're not playing the sport then, bro. Like, what are you doing? You're playing for fun. You talking about playing for fun as opposed to playing a sport. That's two different things you're talking about, broski.
Wait,
No,
so
no,
by
no,
that
no,
same
not
logic,
two
is
different things.
baseball a
And
poor man's sport?
and to answer your question, that's why football is the most
No,
in every country.
Why is baseball not a poor man's sport?
because
Brother.
it's got money involved. Like, you know,
Football's
you
got
have
money.
baseball players who make way more
baseball not
than
played in
football
Bro,
players.
Nigeria.
baseball can fall on this.
Baseball
Google
not
it
being
and
played
see,
in
bro.
Nigeria.
And because
Go to
football is not a
Puerto
poor
Rico
man's
and
sport.
see what they throw for baseballs and tell me it's not a poor man's sport.
Baseball is most
Baseball is
likely
not
a
a
poor man's sport because a lot of the baseballers who
no.
make baseball is being from really poor backgrounds, bro.
Again,
That is the one
you
sport you can
say
say
the
that,
poor
bro.
Yeah,
man's sport,
F1.
when you say the poor man's
Well,
sport,
then there's a lot of footballers who come from poor backgrounds as well.
Did
Yeah,
someone
but
say
bro,
F1 is a
listen,
poor
yeah,
man's
it's
sport?
different with baseball, bro, because in every school they just play baseball. But even in football, your school had to have facilities for you to play football, bro.
No,
Shall I
you
be
must go
honest? I don't
outside though
think
to
there's
play
any
cricket
sport.
ball.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sport that's poor man sport. I just think that's a waffle about any sport. To be fair, that's the first time I've heard.
Yeah,
That's the first
same.
time I've ever heard someone call something a poor man's
Poor man's
sport.
sport. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, I get
Bro, I've been watching a new sport. Do you know what the new sport is that I've been watching? Have you ever seen the videos? Yeah. Have you ever? Sorry. Have you ever seen the videos of the people slapping each other? Have you seen that? That's a new
Yeah, heavy
sport.
slapping.
Brother, that
Yeah.
sport is elite, bro. Man
Mental.
just slapping each other, bro. Women
Line
slapping each
spinning.
other.
You have gone off topic, but I understand.
No.
But
No,
again,
we're talking about
See them
sport, bro.
rip on their
Slapping.
cheeks.
Slapping is now a sport, bro.
How hideous.
Brother, I see a girl get up, it's slapping down left direction.
Bro, I saw a girl, yeah, who was clapped. Take a slap and then she looked like a 10 out of 10 after the clap.
Swear, bro,
damn.
swear down.
Yeah,
I saw that video. I saw that fight too,
He
bro.
went from like white girl
Nah,
to
Pep,
Asian or something
you have
like
to
that.
forward me that, bro. What? Forward me
Bro,
that,
when you see her,
She
yeah,
got a sword
like
on
all
face
tensed
on
up,
one
ready to
side
take the slap,
and a
she
regular
butters,
face
bro.
on the next side. When she gets slapped, the face get perfectly symmetrical. Okay, instant. Instant
days.
team, you're symmetrical, bro. Telling you.
That is insane.
Right.
I need to see this video.
Yeah,
People
it
getting
is
slapped
ridiculous.
pretty. That's crazy to me, bro.
On stage
Brother!
too. On front stage.
Killer.
There's men slapping each other as well.
Yeah.
Bro,
Men
everybody
and
slapping one another, bro.
I need to have a look at this sport. It sounds interesting.
That
I
slap
think I might
fest,
get into
bro.
this. Man United depresses me enough. I might have to get into this. But anyway, people, thank you very much for the conversations. Thank you very much for the crash out. I think somebody was enjoying that earlier on. There we go. The crash outs, the difficult conversations. Joe, I don't know if you're in the chat. Are you streaming tomorrow or is it bots? Irrespective, guys, please like, share, subscribe. No super chats today. It's hurtful. Please, if you're already subscribed, you can become a member. Otherwise, people, I'm going to leave it here. It's been great. And we are out of here, good people. Bye-bye.
Peace.
See you, Vegeta.
Football Power Hour!